What's up, Colorado real estate investors? Chris Lopez here, and I want to welcome you back to part 2 of my annual podcast where I review and set my goals for the upcoming year. The first podcast was about my real estate investing goals. This one is going to be about my goals as an entrepreneur and the goals of our respective businesses. So the same theme that applied to the real estate investing side of pivoting was the same theme we had on the entrepreneurial side. 2023 and the first half of 2024, it was all about pivoting. As an investor, I was pivoting from active to passive investments. And as an entrepreneur in our businesses, we are pivoting with the new market. And most importantly, making sure that we are continuing to serve the needs of real estate investors. So the metaphor that pops into my mind for how, the business has been the last little bit we're going is you reap what you sow. And I can't remember I've heard the saying, but I've heard it probably hundreds of times over the last couple of decades. And it really talks about, hey, the actions you do today are going to have a direct consequence on the results you get to tomorrow. And it really comes from, hey, planting seeds and then nurturing it and eventually doing what you need to do to get a crop, months or a year later from like the farming perspective. And so this metaphor has always stuck with me as an entrepreneur and also an investor, delayed gratification. You got to go out there and you got to plant seeds. And, during times of change, everything is just tougher and it's harder to go out there and execute. And I feel like the last, 2 years as an entrepreneur in our businesses, we've been planting a lot of seeds and we've seen very little, results so far, which is normal in changing and challenging market conditions. But the last half of 2024 and really the last quarter of 2024, we've started seeing a lot of, crops, a lot of plants sprout up. And my metaphor for this is while we've not seen a lot of growth, above the soil, the last 2 years that we've been planting all these seeds, the roots have been growing. We can't see that, but the roots have been growing deep and they're growing strong, which is so important for long-term success. So that's my own visual metaphor that I use for myself, and I feel like where we're at from a business perspective. So I shared that with you. Hopefully that gives fellow entrepreneurs out there a different perspective, or hopefully some motivation, or if you're in the same boat of lots of planting seeds, hopefully you're starting to reap some of those rewards as well. One of the reasons I share my business goals is to do networking at scale and to go out there and create opportunities. And I know when we talk about business topics, there's a lot of interest on there. So like the analytics on YouTube and the podcast platform always show that the business content's some of our best performing content. But also I know from just, a talking to people perspective that I've had hundreds of conversations over the years that has led to dozens of real opportunities between doing deals together, partnerships, using someone as a vendor, bringing someone on the team. A lot of that has stemmed from me sharing my business goals. So I'm continuing to do that with the intent of letting the market know what I'm up to, what our companies are up to out there, and also go out there to create more opportunities for us and other people in the real estate investing community. So if anything I say during this resonates with you, please reach out to me or our respective team members, and let's get on a phone call or grab some coffee. All right, so the first business I want to jump into is the Envision Advisors. Now, the Envision Advisors is a business I've had for, 6 or 7 years now, and it's always focused on helping investors go out there and buy rental properties, first in Denver, then up and down the Front Range in Colorado. At the end of 2023, we pivoted from a vertically integrated model to more of a dispersed model through a referral network. And, change is always tough. And it took the first half of 2024 to really implement those changes. But I'm very happy with the outcome. It's allowed us as a business to go out there and have better access to more investor-friendly brokers across different niches and across different geographic locations around Colorado. So we've gotten more access and better access to better agents. And then from a day-to-day operational standpoint, it's taken a lot of the day-to-day burden of running a vertically integrated operation to where we can put more of our attention on networking and creating opportunities and less, internal operations. So I've been very happy at it from a business standpoint, but most importantly, it's servicing the needs of investors better. So a big shout out to Katie on the Envision Advisors team who has spearheaded this and is doing an amazing job. And we're really excited about what 2025 has to offer. So if you're an investor out there looking to get connected with an investor-friendly real estate agent, reach out to us. We have a great network and probably can connect you with the right agent for what you're looking for. And with that said, if you're a real estate agent in Colorado with a specific niche or geographic area that you're great at, please reach out to Katie and myself. We love networking and always looking to add more exceptional agents to our network. So let's talk about Property Llama. And Property Llama is a company that has the online real estate software that helps real estate investors understand and analyze how their portfolios are currently performing, and then look for ways to go out there and optimize the portfolio for better returns and growth and cash flow. So from a software standpoint, we hit a great stability point, probably like in the first half of 2024, where the software is stable, it was working, and allowed us just to work on some minor software stuff to keep it more stable. But most importantly, it allowed us to focus on what investors were wanting. Here's a punchline. Right now, we're over 5,000 investors in the system. And the punchline is that many investors' portfolios are underperforming. And they say, hey, great, the software is pointing out the problem to me. My portfolio is not performing that well as equity has grown and the market has, softened and the growth mode is over. What I need is solutions. Hey, you're telling me it needs to perform better. I get it. But what I know, the investments I used to buy and what I know how to do, the cash out refis and 1031 trade ups, those are no longer work in the marketplace. What solutions can you help provide me? And so we always want to go out there from a business standpoint and focus on solving our investors, our customers' problems. And their problems were access to, high quality deals that make sense in today's marketplace. So we spent most of 2024 really focused on actually building out a marketplace for investors. And by that, I mean having different types of investment opportunities from, hey, directly owned rentals here to Denver and Colorado Springs to turnkey out of state stuff to cash flowing investments to real estate passive investments to some advanced tax strategies like a QOZ or 721 exchange. So we've been putting all that together from, hey, what makes sense, and also getting the right sponsors and the right partners in our ecosystem as well. So I'm excited to announce that actually in early 2025, during our portfolio analysis mastermind, we are able to announce our marketplace. And that's actually the second webinar we're doing in our portfolio analysis mastermind. We're going to do a deep dive into 7 types of investment opportunities that make sense in 2025 and beyond. So if you want actually more details on how Property Llama is evolving as a business and also the deals that we are seeing, make sure you register for that portfolio analysis mastermind. It kicks off in early January. And by the end of January, real estate investors will understand how their portfolio is performing and have a buffet of real estate options that are working in 2025. Now, the second part of providing solutions for people leads us to Property Llama Capital. Now, Property Llama Capital is a subsidiary company of Property Llama, which is really the umbrella corporation for the software and also creating this marketplace. Property Llama Capital is our vehicle that actually helps us structure private real estate placements. So, investments like syndications and passive funds into, multifamily value add funds with Verico, or ground up multifamily with Narrate, or build to rent communities with Red River, or, a double digit cash flowing hard money funds with Dynamo Capital. So that company helps structure those deals so investors can invest in those deals. So in the big picture, that is part of the marketplace. Hey, part of the investment options out there, we're structuring, we're doing ourselves, and we're actively participating in them, but they are a few of the investment options in the grand scheme of the marketplace. Now, specifically talking about Property Llama Capital, we launched that in late 2023. So 2024 was our first, full year as a business. Now, while the market was tough and we had, normal growing pains, looking back now, we really had an exceptional 2024 in terms of like the deals we were able to put together, some of those sponsors I talked about. And also just we've got an amazing team in place. The team is all A+ players. They understand the market. They care about getting investors in the right deals. So that company, as far as 2024, had a stellar year. And I'm very excited about 2025 because the team is dialed in. A lot of our investment partners are dialed in. And now we have, the market starting to be more favorable to all of us as well. So I could literally spend hours and hours talking about the Property Llama business plan. If you have more interest on there, reach out and we can, grab coffee and talk more details. But that is kind of the tip of the iceberg. But I'm going to move on to the last set of goals I want to talk about with Curtis Street Media. So 2024 brought significant growth for our media company. And it's been an amazing evolution and actually is built into just a stellar business. Now, Curtis Street Media was originally launched to handle our internal needs for our companies and also help kind of build my brand and do a lot of the online content and online networking that I do to go out there and create opportunities. Well, now it's blossomed into a full service marketing company that specializes in real estate investing, which is a very specific niche and very few marketing companies have that specialty. And so what's happened over the years is we've had, peers around the industry and other companies either comment and compliment on our content or how we operate on things, and then it leads into, oh, wow, I wish we looked like this, or we have this roadblock. So after hearing that for a while, I realized, oh, hey, we could provide some amazing service to these companies, which gets us network more into the community, network more into them, and also carves out a very lucrative niche for us. So we have strong expertise in content, marketing funnels, marketing technology, and also revenue operations to make sure, hey, all the marketing actually turns into the right type of revenue the company is looking for. So we've brought on some really great clients this last year. Some are real estate sponsors, others are just real estate companies around the industry. And we have a couple like bigger national companies that we are in the final stages of negotiating our contracts and then launching some bigger engagements with them in Q1. So extremely excited about the growth of that company and also just extremely grateful for the team at Curtis Street Media that's been able to grow with it as well. Now for 2025, the early part, we're probably going to pause new client onboarding just because we need to make sure we can deliver to our current clients and then scale up in terms of operations and a few more key hires so we continue to have, smart growth. So with that note, if you have any marketing experience and you have the same philosophies we do around real estate investing, please reach out to me and the team. We would love to grab a cup of coffee or connect with you on the phone because we've recruited some amazing people and also done a lot of great work with other people in the investment community that understand marketing as well. And we are actively looking to hire a senior marketing manager position in Q1. So that happens to fit your bill. Make sure to reach out for details and the job description. All right, so that wraps up kind of the specific company goals I want to talk about. And I want to spend a few minutes talking about some of the key themes that I focused on personally as an entrepreneur and our companies have focused on that's helped us to scale. Because a lot of times people say, wow, Chris, you and your team have a lot going on. How do you do it? And often, I get a lot of the credit since I'm the front person for it, but I am, I'll say tip of the iceberg. There's a lot of great people, a lot of great teams behind me. And that brings me to a key theme I focused on for the last 3 or 4 years. And it's been the who, not the how. And so in my 20s, when I first became an entrepreneur, I built some great businesses, but I was an integral part to every part of the business. And I was very focused on the how. How do I do this? How can I do this better? And it's usually like me and a very small team. Well, as I started all my real estate businesses and gotten older and wiser, I really focused on the who. Hey, rather than me trying to solve all the problems or deliver everything, who can I go out there that is better at it in terms of skill and expertise or personality or bandwidth? Who can I go out there better to do it? And so that's helped me a lot as an entrepreneur to grow, but most importantly, just build some amazing businesses that have, truly scaled beyond just me. And they've been able to go out there and deliver better services to the clients than I could individually. So if you're an entrepreneur scaling up, I would definitely encourage you to focus on who, not how, as you're trying to solve a problem or think about the next round of growth. It has been absolutely critical to my success and our business success. And of course, with all that said, I just am always reminded of how much gratitude I have for all the team members, at Property Llama, at Envision Advisors, at Curtis Street Media. It's been helped to grow it. And another area that's focused me a lot on there has been building, core leadership teams. Hey, the main people who can go out there and really help grow the business. So a big thank you to Richard, Alona, Jules, Katie, on the teams that helped us go out there and grow. And a big thank you to all the people at the various companies, because we could not grow without you. And of course, we couldn't have our growth without all of our amazing clients and podcast listeners. So a big thank you to the investment community out there as well. And the last thing I'll share in my business goals is that we are putting a big emphasis on doing a lot more in-person community events. So like in-person events here in Denver and through Colorado. So I used to do a lot, and then, COVID, of course, just threw a wrench in everything. But this last year we started doing, more in-person events and had an absolute blast. And so I'm very excited to announce that we'll be doing a lot more of those in 2025 and beyond. And one of the ways we're doing it is through a strategic partnership with ICOR, the investment community of the Rockies, with Troy Miller, a great local RIA that I've done work with years and years. And we've realized that, hey, our goals, our skill sets are very complementary. So we can go out there and deliver better and higher impact in-person events. So these are going to include, bringing in various experts on different investment strategies, some different investment opportunities we have, but also going out there and just doing a lot more in-person events for, more intimate masterminds. And one of my most favorite things, doing more property walks. Right now, we have property walks scheduled for co-living properties, for some, big multifamily properties here in Denver. We're currently scheduling a Colorado Springs bus tour to go view a few multifamily sites down Colorado Springs. So we're doing a lot more in-person stuff. And what I love the most, more property walks. So with all that said, I want to give you a big thank you to listening to the goals here. I always appreciate it when people do. If you got any aha moments or any insights, please reach out to me. If anything in here resonated with you or sparked any ideas or potential collaborations or opportunities, please reach out. We do so many deals and make so many connections through the community. So if something resonated with you, please reach out. All right. Well, if you've not gone out there and written your goals for 2025, now's the time to do it. Review what you did in 2024, what went well, what went wrong, and then sit down and make your goals for 2025. Have a great new year.